Hello and welcome, I'm Shalini Verma. Small things make the biggest impact. This can be said about microplastics, one of the major pollutants affecting our lives today. Microplastics are plastic particles smaller than 5 millimeters, either purposefully manufactured or the result of larger plastics breaking down. They are invisible to the human eye but end up in rivers and oceans, damaging the environment. These plastics are so small they can even enter our lungs through the air we breathe and our stomach through the food we eat. The United Nations Environmental Programme identifies microplastics as one of the alarming issues that we should keep an eye on, as plastic pollution remains the biggest threat to biodiversity. But are we already many years too late? Let's talk about that now. Joining me on the program is Professor A.L. Ramanathan. He's Professor and Dean, School of Environmental Sciences, JNU, and Dr. S.K. Singh, who's Professor and Head Environmental Engineering, Delhi Technological University, also former Dean, Faculty of Technology, Delhi University. Welcome to the program.
Okay.
Professor Ramanathan, I'd like to begin the discussion with you. When it comes to plastic pollution, what you can't see is the most harmful, and that's what microplastics tell us about. But what's your reading about the menace of microplastics?
See, the microplastics menace is not visibly seen, as you pointed out that one. That microplastics, even in the nano size, it goes up to the nano size of 1 nanometers. So, we can't even physically see that one. Even now there is no techniques, exact techniques to find out how much is the microplastics is there in that one. People are using multiple techniques for that. So, it is invisible to the human. And
does that make the research part most difficult around microplastics, engaging
for the past
where they are?
I can say that the past 2 years there is a lot of, after the UN pointed out that one, and lot of research is going on, but still every methodology is in the primitive level. And because it is invisible and it will go, you as you pointed out, it goes through the food chain. Not only that, nowadays water.
Yes.
Even the drinking water, you take any company, they have reported recently also, even the branded water we buy it, that is having the microplastic from the manufacturing stage to the present day.
So it's largely because of the external factors through which it enters,
external
because whatever might be happening at the manufacturing stage really leads up for the presence of microplastics in water.
We don't have so far any green technology developed. Nowadays they are developing green microplastics. That is the ultimately, two things has to come out. One is that developing a green plastic, another one is that developing a biodegradable microbes which can eat and survive. That is also going on, the preliminary research. That is the two things that people are working, but right now it is not there. That is why you will find in fish or your human guts, excretas, soil, everywhere you will find that microplastics.
So has it really permeated every aspect of our life? How dangerous it is?
So this microplastic has reached each and every corner. Now, as everybody is aware, this plastic has become part and parcel of our life.
Yes.
So this earlier we were not thinking this is a problem. Everybody was happy because of this plastic, because this is more durable, this is more economical, and this is also light in weight. That's why everybody was for the plastic, and every in part of our life we are just using. So now the problem has occurred because for the degradation of this plastic, it takes more than 500-600 years to degrade. If anyhow this enters into the environment, it will be there as it is, it will be there in the environment, and it will cause a lot of problems.
So are you suggesting, Dr. Singh, that we have plastic that old around us even now, because plastic happens to be a non-biodegradable substance?
This is the problem with the plastic, that this is non-biodegradable. So this is non-biodegradable, complete decomposition, it will take more than 500-600 years. So whatever we are using or whatever we are throwing in the nature,
it's just around us.
It's just around us, and just by degradation, its size is decreasing. Shrinking, size is shrinking, and it is microplastic, whatever is there, this microplastic, it is converting into the microplastic.
Right.
And this is causing a lot of problem. Just keeping with the problem of this plastic is for the human being, for the whole ecosystem. Last year, United Nations has given theme beat plastic pollution.
That's right.
Only because of this, because all our sea has just how much plastic every year we are just putting the plastic there in the sea, and how much this aquatic life is getting affected. That is a major problem.
20 million tons, 12 million tons or something is probably the amount, the extent to which
and what is the
plastic pollution
how badly it is affecting our aquatic system.
Absolutely.
That's
one of the concerns being flagged at every climate negotiation forum too. But you know the fact, yes, Professor Ramanathan, you want to add something?
Actually, if you see the ocean, ultimately we think that the ocean is the dumping yard which brings to the plastics everywhere. So recently the Scripps Institute of Oceanography in USA found out that the bottles, plastic bottles that has been thrown in 1960s and 70s with the same brand, it has coming back after because ocean is a conveyor belt system.
Yes.
Oceanic current. So there is no degradation. It's not, so its conveyor belt system brings back to you where it is actually dumped.
Yes.
So that 500 years is, I can tell that this goes up to 1000 years.
Yeah.
Provided that 500 years we are estimated because it is in the in situ stage, it will degrade. If it is moving, more than 1000 years.
And one of the key things, in fact, I want to quote a study that titled Plastic Pollution in the World's Oceans, where the oceanographer Dr. Marcus Erickson had said that it is the shreds which are the most polluting, rather than, of course, those little bottle caps or things like that, or the round balls that are used in deodorants. It's the shreds of the plastic, minute as minute can be, which are polluting the most.
The basic thing is that we need to have the large surface area for the microbes to come and attach and degrade. The thinner the material it goes, even the fishing that strings, that takes more time than the surface area is more important for these microbes to come and attach to the coagulation. Because of salinity, they come and attach to that, and then they stay with the microbe and eat it. So that thinner it becomes, size is reduced, it takes a lot of time. That is why this microplastic menace is going to be more than the plastics which we are. That is why we should not allow them to degrade in the natural, either physically or chemically. We should not allow that.
So it affects really every rung of the food chain, and thereby also affects us humans. We'll take a very short break now in the program. Stay tuned for more on the other side of this.
India Science is an internet-based science TV channel initiated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar. India Science on the URL www.indiascience.in is a bilingual channel with content in Hindi and English. It can be accessed on any internet-enabled device. This video platform is dedicated to science and technology knowledge dissemination with a strong commitment to spreading scientific awareness, especially with Indian perspectives, ethos and cultural context. The India Science mobile app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
Welcome back. Microplastics have been around for more than 5 decades as microbeads and microfibers ranging in size from 0.5 to 5 millimeters in length. And we have unknowingly let them into our homes as they have replaced the natural ingredients of our personal care products and have been manufactured into the clothes we wear. In the past few years, scientists have found microplastics in our soil, tap water, bottled water, and even in the air we breathe. And there's growing concern about the potential health risks they pose to humans. But one of the key things, Professor Ramanathan, has been that plastic was a peripheral presence in our lives until 50 years ago. What really happened in this period for us to face this crisis today?
See, the main thing is the industrialization and the technological development, because the plastic has been the byproduct of the hydrocarbon processing which is buried in the earth. Actually, most of them come from the byproduct of that one. So, which is we call it as a non-biodegradable one, that is like your so that things we take it when the technology developed and it becomes handy also, as pointed out earlier, it becomes handy and we can carry anywhere, and that is the reason, that is the industrialization one, and then the technology. So that has happened in the almost in the 70s, or in the other countries it is around 40s it happened. So from that day the plastic has been, and then India we started late in the, I think 60s, end of 60s. That is how the plastics become when we
A
explore
global phenomenon,
Yeah,
and
it's a
almost
global
affecting
phenomenon. Yeah,
every.
yeah.
But when do you think exactly, Dr. Singh, that we, our industry started exploring plastics and started looking at it as a substitute to all the natural ingredients that we were earlier using in our, in our day-to-day lives? The cosmetic products that I said, the daily use products that we use, all the things around us are literally carrying plastics. It's very, very alarming.
So as I told earlier, because this is more durable, more economical, and this is also very, weight is also very less. That's why everywhere where it can be used in just Professor Ramanathan told in industrialization, everywhere it has been used because of these three reasons. In all aspects.
But since this is a common knowledge that this happens to be a health risk, what would you say about the regulatory framework that exists here?
Earlier we have not perceived that there will be so much health risk. That's why we have gone for up to this extent. Everywhere in all our life, everywhere we are using, even in medical, every medical or food or packaging, everywhere we are using the plastic, because we were not earlier knowing. When from this last 5-6 years, this menace has started very much because of there are a lot of environmental problem occurred. Then we are forced to think about the how to stop this menace, how to stop this problem. Then only after that.
So today, when you start, Google it on the, on the net, and you find so many things, like as I said in the beginning too, about the clothes that you wear. Now, who would know that polyesters and acrylic have these plastics in it? And it is being said that if at all you churn them once in the washing machine and it ends up producing 700,000
there will be lot of fibers will be coming. Lot of fibers will be coming in the environment, and ultimately these fibers will be coming in the water, in the air.
So this is how it enters the air and the water.
And even those fibers we are unable to see, but when it affects, when our health getting affected, then research has been done, but then we came to know that all these are because of this. Earlier, this plastic was only we have encouraged. Everywhere it was encouraged.
What are the health risks associated to that, especially for humans?
Yeah, health risk is because any, like your PM particulate 1,
yes,
anything which cannot be digested and for example in excreta, maximum if it is more than 20 millimeter, it will be passed through the excreta. If it is less than that 5 millimeter, it will be absorbed into your guts and other things in that one, and ultimately it will affect the functions of your organs, any activity in that one. Excreta also, now you see South Africa, all the excretas are causing that groundwater pollution, soil pollution, because excreta contains lot of microplastics in that one, because as I told you, physically when it get altered and also exposed to sunlight, UV and all, then that will be degraded into fibers. That fibers will slowly become nanomaterials, and it will absorb into your breathing systems, guts and other thing, unless until it is excreta. Then excreta comes, that is again we are going to disperse it. The dispersal will affect the groundwater, soil and all those things. So now the thing is that we have to reach to the stage that the existent, we call it the persistent organic pollutants, we can call it a persistent pollutant, we call it, unless until we stop this, because this takes long time, maybe another 100 years for us to degrade or biodegrade them. At least we have to shift our focus in not using the plastic or using green plastics.
But what can one do with the existing junk that we have?
Yeah, that is what I am telling. That takes time. That is what you are developing microbes and all. That is what we have to segregate them. We developed a new technology to filter. For example, from the wastewater, you should filter in such a way and then degrade the organic matter. Remaining, we should take it and store it. So at least if you make it in a segmented pollution, like landfill,
okay,
you make the landfill with lined landfill. Do you know that it is not moving out? Okay. There you process in situ like
And you can ensure
microbial.
that human habitation is not closer to such landfills.
Because
or-
we have gone to the level where we cannot, because it's spread throughout the environment.
and if it's in the air, it's everywhere. I mean,
No,
the,
no, you
the
see
fact
the
that you
Arctic,
cannot help yourself
Arctic
there.
and Antarctic, it is there, where the humans are less, because the air and water, ocean brings them there.
Dr. Singh, do you want to add?
So now plastic is everywhere.
Yes.
You told. Today and onwards we are talking about we should control, we should reduce. But earlier whatever we have used, what is to be
What is going
what
to
is
be happening to
be done.
that? Yeah.
So now a lot of research is being done also, and it is also required. Just like Professor Ramanathan told, now people are working that we should develop some bacteria, microbes we are to be developed which can consume these plastics, and they should be inserted where in
Is
the
there
soil.
any such research being done
Some
internationally?
Yeah.
Internationally, is this something that
research is being done, but outcome has to be take place. Till now, outcome has not
yes,
come.
Professor Ramanathan.
For example, in France, now they are producing plastic from the sugarcane waste biogas with the plant extract. That is the secret of their formula.
Okay.
They have now every country is buying from them. France, that is just, last month Japan has purchased around 10,000 bottles, 1 lakh bottles from the France, because that is made from the sugarcane biogas and the plant extract. So that will degrade within 1 year or something. If you put it, it will be the part of the soil. So this will also enhance the carbon sequestration. For example, if you put this microplastics, which is not degraded, in the indoor soil, it is ultimately going to the soil.
Yes.
It will also affect the carbon sequestration of this atmosphere. Already we are a lot of CO2. So sink is the ocean and the soil. So in the microplastics will interfere in that one and also affect that.
Now, whatever research has been done, not for the previous one. Now, there is a lot of research is being done for developing the biodegradable plastics. So now, in coming days, biodegradable plastics will come. So these problems will be reduced.
Yeah, and for the time being, we'll have to.
But it is
explore-
expensive.
Yeah, it is
That is the
expensive, but now time has come. We have
And
to
you have
go-
the cheap plastic
cheap
contesting
plastics.
with it
Yeah,
throughout.
that
And you
is
have
to be
this
done.
extreme dependence on plastic for all literally all the things around
I think
us.
now for example, if you go to ministries and all, now nobody is supplying plastic. Like you are supplying only with a bottle.
Yeah.
So everybody now shift to that one. So everybody is used because we think that it's not washed properly and we cannot drink that one. This is better than what at least you can take.
No,
something.
at least from the
Everything from my phone to the set to the chairs
Yeah,
to the
it's-
pen,
that's
everything is
every-
plastic.
everywhere is plastic.
So fine, it's an all permeable thing, and we'll have to certainly fight this battle against plastic because it's a question of our own survival. Time for a very short break in the program. Please stay tuned for more on the other side of this.
India Science is an internet-based science TV channel initiated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar. India Science on the URL www.indiascience.in is a bilingual channel with content in Hindi and English. It can be accessed on any internet-enabled device. This video platform is dedicated to science and technology knowledge dissemination with a strong commitment to spreading scientific awareness, especially with Indian perspectives, ethos and cultural context. The India Science mobile app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
Welcome back. Globally, more than 330 million metric tons of plastics is produced every year, leaving potential sources of microplastic pollution all around us. Plastic debris represents between 60 to 80% of the total marine waste. The World Economic Forum predicts that by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in our oceans. Professor Ramanathan, that really makes me wonder what's really going to happen now, because our dependence on plastic is not going to go down. But what is going to be the state of the oceans? It has been articulated so well on all those platforms in the last decade or so. What does it say about the seriousness of this problem?
See, now every country has realized that the dumping plastic to the ocean is going to affect even if you see that average estimation is that each fish consumes 10,000 pieces of that microplastics, and then affecting the digestive systems, and then they become dwarfed in that.
In their lifetime, they consume this much.
Yeah, that is right. So trillions of pieces are going, 51 to 60 trillions of pieces, because the ocean is physically active, and then sediments are also, they make him crush it, that is abrasions and other process takes make them minute particles. The minute particles always in suspension along with the nutrients, dissolved nutrients and particulate nutrients. The fish don't know, fish cannot distinguish between the nutrients and these microplastics. So the nutrients once they enter, they will digest it and absorb to the body. So this will interfere into your process, and then they become dwarfed, the productivity decreases.
You should not really touch the nature's balance. You shouldn't try to disturb it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
that is only solution is
happening.
that awareness to the people and tell them that involve them in the process. Involve in the process what is happening in that one, and train them and tell them that this is going to affect your livelihood also. Your fishing is going to be reduced. You are going to be affected. Then that is what most of the successful programs will come. The reduction of this plastic waste will come only if we involve the local people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the possibilities ahead, Dr. Singh.
So, because we have already discussed about what are the problems, now we should also think about what will be the possible solutions also. So, there is 3 R's should be there. First of all, we should reduce the use of the plastic. Then, whatever plastics are there, we should, because we cannot stop. One day we cannot stop. Just now we are saying that this is not good, so we cannot stop.
Yeah,
so
because what are the alternatives?
We should be reuse it. We should give emphasis only. We should use that plastic which can be reused, and also this plastic should be recycled. So if this plastic is recycled, then it will not go to we are not going to the dump. So reduce, reuse, and recycle should be there. And moreover, there should be, we should have awareness. Awareness should be spread everywhere. Now, just like wherever we used to go, we just ask everybody, don't use this bottled water. At least in our institute or whatever, wherever I used to visit, you just use that glass bottle you can use, and glasses you can
or steel,
use
steel
or steel earlier. Whatever we are doing,
copper is also a good option.
Copper is also very good.
Let's see, when we talk about controlling our production also, as is expected that our plastic production may go up, may in fact triple by 2050. So how are we going to really strike the balance? The fact that you also said, Professor Ramanathan, about green plastic, it will take some time before we really reach that.
Yeah, of course.
So until then, is it that we are going to deal with the existing dump as well as we are going to produce as much in the next 20-30 years, and situation is that way? I mean, how can one strike the balance?
Yeah, we should strike a balance. For that, the government has to develop the policy. For example, now the policy is that the rare earth elements, that is which is coming from your phones and all we are using, now they have to buy back. Nobody can throw it. The disposable chemical we should throw separately, radioactive material separately.
Yes. Every stakeholder should be involved in the process, policies should be made accordingly, and every citizen should be held responsible for this. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me in this program. Well, avoiding the use of plastic is impossible, and yet we must try in the interest of our survival. We must figure out where we can cut plastic out of our life. After all, plastic was a peripheral presence in our lives until 50 years ago. Please don't forget to share your views on the subject with us. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.